She looked at him and saw only a janitor, the man who swept the floors, emptied the trash, and disappeared into the background of her success. To her, he was invisible, just another face in the crowd. But what she didn't realize was that behind that simple uniform stood a person with stories untold, dreams deferred, and a quiet brilliance waiting for the right moment to be seen. We often judge people by what they wear or what title they hold, forgetting that potential doesn't need a corner office or an expensive suit. Every person carries something extraordinary within them, a skill, a passion, a spark that can change everything when given the chance. And sometimes, the people we overlook the most are the ones capable of teaching us life's greatest lessons. Never underestimate anyone, because greatness often hides in plain sight. When the CEO jokingly challenged him to fly the helicopter, she expected him to laugh it off, but instead, he simply smiled. That quiet smile carried a confidence she didn't understand. No one in that room could have guessed that this janitor, the man they barely noticed, once trained as a pilot years before life, took an unexpected turn. It's strange how life hides brilliance in the most ordinary places, how people with incredible talents walk among us unnoticed. We assume we know someone's limits because of their job or their clothes, but every person has a story that runs deeper than what we see. The janitor's calm response wasn't arrogance, it was experience, earned through struggle and persistence. Hidden talents don't ask for attention. They simply wait for a moment to shine. And when they do, the world is reminded that humility often walks hand in hand with greatness. The CEO's laughter echoed through the hangar. Not cruel, but dismissive. The kind of laughter that says, "You can't possibly mean that." Yet the janitor didn't flinch. He didn't argue or try to prove himself with words. Instead, he let silence do the talking. A quiet confidence that spoke louder than pride ever could. It's easy to doubt yourself when others mock your dreams, but real strength is standing calm in the face of disbelief. Confidence isn't about showing off, it's about knowing who you are, even when the world doesn't. When he finally stepped toward the helicopter, there was no hesitation in his stride. Every movement said, "I know my worth." And in that moment, the laughter faded into awe. Because confidence, when grounded in truth, has the power to turn doubt into respect and disbelief into absolute silence. Success isn't always loud or dressed in luxury. It doesn't always drive a fancy car or sit behind a polished desk. Sometimes, success looks like a man who never gave up on learning, even when life forced him to start over. The janitor didn't measure his worth by money or position. He measured it by how well he did whatever was in front of him. Whether it was mopping a floor or flying a machine thousands of feet in the air. True success is quiet. It's the peace of knowing you're capable, even when no one else notices. The CEO had built her empire on wealth and influence, but in that moment, she saw a different kind of success. One built on resilience, humility, and purpose. Because success isn't about what you have, it's about what you can do with what you've learned and who you've become through it. When he stepped into the helicopter, no one spoke. The same people who once smiled at his simplicity now watched in disbelief. Without saying a word, he showed them what years of quiet dedication had built. The rotors began to spin, and the air filled with the sound of truth, not spoken, but proven. Respect isn't something you demand, it's something you earn through action. The janitor didn't need to explain his past, or justify his skills. In that single moment, he reminded everyone that the loudest statements are made in silence. Words can be doubted, but actions, they can't be argued with. As the helicopter lifted off the ground, the CEO's laughter turned into admiration, her doubt into humility. And when he landed, she didn't just see a janitor anymore, she saw a man whose quiet strength had rewritten the meaning of respect. Ames. As the helicopter touched down and silence filled the air, something shifted inside the CEO for the first time. She wasn't looking down at someone, she was looking across, seeing a person she had overlooked for far too long. Humility has a way of softening even the strongest egos. It reminds us that titles fade, money comes and goes, but character, that lasts. The janitor didn't boast or gloat. He simply smiled, as if to say that life has a way of balancing things out. In that quiet moment, she understood that true leadership isn't about power or position, but about respect, the kind that sees value in everyone, no matter their role. Sometimes life humbles us not to break us, but to open our eyes to the greatness we've been too proud to see. Because real greatness begins where humility takes root.